Welcome back, everybody. So, what we got tomorrow? We definitely have a big data coming out in the morning, which is unemployment. Now, things are not looking good. Market actually tried to rally today and then fell off the cliff again. So, tomorrow's data, that's going to be a big market moving event. And going into tomorrow's session on a stock like Google, you can see, it's getting really oversold, hitting lower Bollinger Band and sitting right here at 158. If this thing cracks under this lower Bollinger Band, it will go down to 155 and then maybe even 148. Now, we talked about it yesterday, how we can play this back up to the upside. And there was nice opportunity this morning, opened at 157, and there was a nice move back up to 161. But you can see from this negative sloping 5-day moving average, there was a rejection, came back, and now sitting at 158. So tomorrow, as long as 158 can hold, we might see a move back up to 162 and possibly going up and filling this gap at 163.41. And that is happening if the data is good. Now, with the bad data, yes, we could see selling here on Google stock, and this thing can dump 158, and that should bring Google down to 155, and from there, maybe even 148 next week. On Tesla stock is up 5%. So Tesla, we actually had calls that were swing trade on Tesla 245 calls this morning, sold for a nice profit. And then I was actually willing to short Tesla at 230, but waited, and pretty much got in here at 234 and then sold some of my puts at 226, locked in profit, and then this thing went back up and still holding some puts. And I think with tomorrow's data we might see a drop down to 222. Now Tesla here, we also talked about it, and you can see right on my screen, bull flag pattern. It was holding yesterday, we saw that nice pop, and today gap up and go over this 50-day moving average. It was getting rejection at 222, and this morning we got a gap up and go over the 50-day moving average and then rallied all the way up to 235. So you never count Tesla out when you see, something like this thing coiling up inside this bull flag. We saw that massive explosion already, and you guys saw that thumbnail that came out over the weekend. Tesla, big explosion, and this bad boy delivered. Now, going into tomorrow's session, there will be support near 228. Under that, this gap, 222, and the 50-day moving average should be a dip buying opportunity as long as the support holds. Gap fill reversal before filling this gap at 245, that would be the next opportunity to buy Tesla. Now, if this thing continues, then definitely can move up to 240, and from there, we might even see Tesla filling this gap at 245.63. On Amazon stock, it's up 2.63%. So Amazon got up to 180, and we talked about it. 180 big resistance right here on Amazon, and then this thing got a pushback and now trading at 188 pretty much for the day. So tomorrow's data is big, guys, and if this thing actually getting over 180, we might see a move up to 183 and then maybe even 185. Now, Amazon here cannot get over 180. In that case, watch out for the support down here, and there will be strong support at 176. These two moving averages, 13 and 5-day, and below that there is going to be a dump off down to this critical support 173, and if that gives up, you will see more dumping here on Amazon down to 167. So you got to be really careful going into tomorrow's session. If there is a massive gap up, well, obviously I would not be chasing anything. I'm going to wait and see how things are actually playing out in the market. Unless there's like a $8-9 gap up, then it's a different story. I'll be looking to short, especially the market. But it's a big data, so let the market digest this data. And if there is a gap down, well, don't just go blindly and buy the dip first thing in the morning. Wait and see what the market does, and then you can play it. Depending on how the market is actually digesting that move from the data. On Meta, it's up 0.80%. So Meta got up to 520 plus, and then you can see rejection from this 20-day moving average came back, and now pretty much holding 5-day moving average, which is sitting at 516. So Meta here, there will be support at 516. Below that, this thing can dump down to 506.85 to even flat 500. And all these big names, especially Meta here, you can see Bollinger Bands are squeezing, so I think a big move is coming very soon, and there is a huge gap down here at 400. So especially the way the market is going right now. There is a huge possibility, anything can break. And if that happens, Meta can dump easily. So watch out, guys. Unless we get the breakout over 520 and possibly over this 20-day moving average, 522.62, it's not heading higher back up to 531. The longer time we spend under 520, this thing can dump back down to 506.85 to even flat 500, and then from there 490. On Microsoft, it's absolutely flat on the day. So we have this channel or bull flag, whatever you want to call it right here. It's there. And you can see again got up to 413, rejection, came back and pretty much trading under all these moving averages. So until I would say Microsoft breaks over 413 and takes out top of this channel or the bull flag, which is going to be around 417 to 418. So I would say if it's over 420, yes, it's bullish. If this thing is under 420, it's not bullish, and we might be coming down to flat 400, and from there, maybe even 390, and then retest this low down here at 385. That is how I see Microsoft. Now, also, keep that in mind. We're supposed to get a rate cut this month, and that is typically not bullish from the history. So a lot of people that are actually, new to this market and they like buying at all-time highs and selling at a brand new all-time highs, you got to be really careful trading in this environment that is coming in next few days. Now, going into tomorrow's session, guys, 413 breaks. Watch out for this trend line to break at 418 and then over, like I said, 420. This thing is bullish and going up to 426, possibly up to even 430 to retest red line 50-day moving average. Now under 420 and under 413, there will be support at 400 and below that 390 on Microsoft. On AMD, it's down 1%. So AMD, you can see, we got this bearish engulfing candle. We got this doji inside day and another inside day. And so far, not breaking over this 148 range and not breaking under right here 138. So AMD, with the data coming out tomorrow under 138, absolutely getting smashed down to 131, lower Bollinger Band, and possibly down to 125. Over 148, we might see a move back up to the upside, 153 to 152, retest red line 50-day moving average, and over that we can be really bullish on AMD breaking out of this little pattern right here, bull flag or this channel, and that could be really bullish if this thing can get up to at least 148 in the short term, and then possibly over this 50-day moving average 152 to 153, and then we might see a move up to 160 to 164. Until then, it's not looking good, and this thing can come back again, possibly hitting lower Bollinger Band 131 and then going down to even 125. Netflix going up 0.5%. So we saw Netflix coming down to 671. And you can see, it was a perfect dip buying opportunity. If you bought the dip off of this 20-day moving average, 675, we went slightly under, went back up and now holding 680, but under this resistance right here, 689. So over 689, you will see 700, and over 700, possibly 720. Under 680, watch out for this critical support 675. If that gives up, 664, and then 659.64, flat 50-day moving average, and under that you'll see a flush down to even 630. So Netflix, if you're buying here, you're pretty much buying in the chop box. Until we get over 700, there is no more upside unless you're day trading, getting in and out. And if this thing breaks under 50-day moving average, you're going to see significant selling down to 630, and from there, much, much lower. On Apple stock, it's up 0.69%. So Apple again getting up to almost 226. And if you look at my screen, blue line and this orange line, 13-day moving average and the 5-day moving average got a rejection, and this is not looking too bullish going into tomorrow's session because we got a massive rejection, came back and barely holding 50-day moving average right here at 222. So that's going to be a line in the sand. If that gives up tomorrow, there will be critical support at 220 that we held yesterday. Underneath that level, you'll see a flush down to 215, and from there, maybe even down to 207 on Apple stock. Now, to get out of this downtrend, and especially possibly going up and hitting a brand new all-time high, we need to get over 226 above these moving averages. Only if that happens, Apple heading higher back up to 230. On Nvidia stock, it's up 0.94%. So Nvidia again rallied today and pretty much coming down and just up not even 1%. Now, yesterday I saw a comment. Now, a lot of people nowadays, what they do, they buy actually high. When they see stock is moving higher, FOMO kicks in and they buy it. Now, these are technical analysis that I do every day in my channel based on 23 plus years of experience here in this market. And I have seen it all, guys. 2007, 2008 crashes, 2002, 2000 crashes, COVID crash, and those other mini crashes here and there that happened, in the market. I have seen all that. Big names like Microsoft, Apple, they can go down in a quick time. 40-50% retracement definitely possible on those names. Now, I was saying yesterday that Nvidia can come down to this gap right here, which is at 68, and somebody was saying that you know you're dreaming about Nvidia coming down to 68. Well, I was dreaming about this gap a couple days ago, and you can see, I mean, this gap got filled, and then we went under the gap down to 90, went over my price target, and actually not over, under my price target, which was this gap fill reversal. We came down to 90. So, it's not about having a bull bias or bear bias. It's about making that money right way. And when things are cheap on a big name like Nvidia, we should go and buy it. It's not about, buying here near all-time highs or at all-time highs and selling at a brand new all-time high. That's not what I do. If you're watching this channel and you think that I'll be a big bull right here, or maybe even here, you're wrong. I'm not buying here. I'm not suggesting to go and buy anything here. When things are cheap, you'll see on my thumbnail that, hey, huge buying opportunity. Just like a couple of months ago when Tesla was crashing, and I got same comments like, oh, what are you talking about? Tesla is crashing. And I said, give, some time. Tesla will be back up to 250. And a lot of you guys are subscribed to my channel. You remember Tesla, what happened? 271, right? I sold my shares for big profit. I was buying on the way down, and it went down to like what, 138, 140. What happened from there, guys? 271. So yes, when the stock is going down, I'll be buying and I'll be bullish because I bought cheap. If the stock is hitting all-time highs and you're buying at all-time highs, thinking about selling at a brand new all-time high, that's not my fault, right? I'm just sharing my experience with you guys. So if you think gap getting filled and I'm talking about a gap that is my dream, well, good luck with that. I can help with that, right? And you can see good example here. I called it, it happened. And now I'm not saying this is going to happen tomorrow, next week, or the next month. It's going to take some time. We need more confirmation, and then we can talk about. I was just saying that it can come down here and that would be a fantastic opportunity to buy that dip. And someone goes like, oh, you're dreaming about 68 bucks. I'm not dreaming. It can go down even lower. Anything can happen. Look at Broadcom today from earnings. What happened? It can go down even more. Look at some big names that actually recently have earnings, and they have gone. Look at CrowdStrike for an example. I know these are not big as Nvidia, but just giving you an example. What happened? 400 to like what? 200. Cut in half. So one bad catalyst, one miss, one something that is bad. So far we have everything good on Nvidia. That is why the stock is up, because CEO kept saying that, oh, everything is good, we're just making money. Expectation is so high on this earnings, they actually did not meet those expectations here on Nvidia, and that is why it's dropping. A lot of people think like earnings are good, oh, it's good. No, Nvidia earnings, they have to be really good. They have to be better every time. If not, investors, they're not gonna like it. So I don't want to spend too much money on that, too much time on that comment. But these were targets where we can make money, you can buy and go long. So I'm not dreaming about it. It's gonna happen, and you will see it when that happens. Typically a gap like this will get filled at some point, and it's gonna come. Maybe not this month, next month, but at some point you're gonna see it right here, and I'll be calling it out right on my channel, and I'll be buying that dip. Now, Nvidia with that data tomorrow, guys, 107 can hold. Nvidia is not bullish until we get over 117.85. So watch out for that. And 107 gives up. We might be coming back again and landing right here near 97 to 96 bucks right here. And below that, then we can talk about possibly this gap at some point, guys. So it's just not so easy where I say, 68 bucks, it's going to come down here. No, we need a lot of confirmation. We need breakdown. And then, day by day, levels by levels, we can see that coming down and filling those gaps. Not today, next day, or next month. It's going to take time. So we don't have any confirmation. So far, 107 holding, and that's going to be a line in the sand for tomorrow. Underneath that, then we can talk about, like I said, 97 to 96 bucks right here. And that's going to be a strong support on Nvidia stock. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night.